Hello viewers, here is Confirm TV. Like, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Today we are here to learn something about the update of student visa in Germany. So if you are ready to study in Germany, then you have to stay tuned and listen to this tutorial so that you can know the update on the German immigration for student visa update. So we are on the website of the federal government of the Germany. So we are ready to learn something a little over here. So we are interested on study visa. So just we are looking for study visa. So here is visa for studying. So we are just looking on the update that has come on the German visa application or visa update for students. So here is the portal, and when it opens like this, you have to scroll down here, and this is what we are going to learn today. And it is the update from the immigration or from the federal government of Germany for students. So what we are going to look for, or we are going to look at, is requirement for the visa for study in Germany. That is for 2025. And you are prospect with the visa for studying and successful graduated. This is how you can study in Germany. So with this, if you are if you are graduated, or if you want to be graduated in Germany, we are going to go step by step about the updates they have brought very soon. And the next one is explaining mobility in the EU for students from third countries. So if you are from a country like, let's say, Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, then we are going to explain a little about how you are going to study in Germany. So this is the government update or the immigration update from Germany on a study visa. So let's go down here and read something a bit about them. It says, are you interested in studying in Germany? A German degree opens many doors. So it says to study in Germany, it opens doors, many doors for you to work in various places, various countries. But how can you get chance to study? Let's read and see. There is a wide range of international study programs, and the fees are low. You see, they have low tuition fees for some countries, or those who are from international, or international applicants or international students. They have low tuition fees and low application fees for you to study. But how can you get in touch with these opportunities? Let's read and see. With this in mind, you can obtain a visa for the purpose of studying in Germany. So with this, having this in mind, you just have to obtain a visa to study in Germany. But before you can obtain that or such kind of visa, how are you going to do it? And it says a resident permit under section 16B of the Residence Act. So before you can get the student visa or resident permit, you have to apply for a visa under the section of 16B of the Resident Act of the German laws. That is very interesting. And it says it's also valid for preparatory measures prior to enrollment in higher education, such as language course, preparatory course for university admission, or similar institutions. So if you want to study in Germany, let's say if you want a degree or masters, or you want to have your doctoral studies or whatever in Germany, what you need is to look for a school with a very low tuition fee. We are going to learn about that. And also you apply for your resident or your student visa, which is under the section B of the resident permit or resident act in the German law. Then you seek for this visa, then you travel to Germany. But with the immigration laws, how are you going to go by all this? Because you can't just take your passport and gather your documents and send it to the embassy. There's something you need to be done. Let's go and read a little more about that. So if you come here, it says, to find out if you need a visa to enter Germany, please refer to the do I need a visa? So we know we need a visa already because I'm from Ghana and I definitely need a visa to enter Germany. But immigration law says This is the requirements I need to apply for a visa or student visa or the student visa update. The documents you need before you can apply for such visa. It says, requirement for the visa for study in Germany. You have been admitted to a state-recognized higher education institute in Germany. So you can apply for any institution in Germany provided that you are going to study. So the education can be a higher education, can be university, can be whatever. So the immigration law says before you can be granted a visa to Germany, you need to apply for admission in any schools found in Germany. So let's read a little again. And it says, to find out now, to apply for a place on a study program in Germany, see the studies in Germany. You see, they have created a portal where you can look for education or study field of your choice or any university of your choice. So don't just go anywhere to just or don't just go into your Google browser and type in any institution or any school that you have heard from a friend and try to apply. If you do so, it will earn you with a whole lot of things that you cannot come by because most institution takes a lot of money. But with the German Federal Republic or with the German immigration, they have created or they have some schools which is in their portal that you can I mean apply and also have your visa to come and study in Germany. So let's go to the next line. It says you are able to cover your living costs for the duration of your stay program. You see, so before you can able to travel to Germany or before you can secure your visa, you need to be someone who can finance him or herself. The cost of your living you should be able to cover by yourself. And also maybe someone can sponsor you, but the only thing you need is you can sponsor your cost of living in Germany. So let's read something about what the immigration says. They says you can prove that you have sufficient funds from a block bank account. So before you can travel to Germany to learn, before you can secure your visa, you need block account. So don't just sit down for someone to tell you, oh, I can take you to Germany with a steady visa with that block account. So do this, do that, and you waste your money. And immigration says you need at least 11,904 euros in 2025 before you can secure a student visa in the embassy of Germany. I repeat, with the immigration of Germany or with the steady update of German federal government, it says you only need 11,904 euros in your bank accounts, which is block account, which you are going to do it in Germany in 2025 before you can secure a visa to enter into Germany. So let's read a little again. It says a scholarship or a declaration of commitment. You see, with this, it doesn't matter you have a scholarship or whatever. This shows that you have shown a commitment that you are coming to Germany to study. So if you go to Germany and you don't study and all this money is gone, then I think it's your own cup of tea. And with this money, they don't just take this money. Let me tell you something. This money would be in an account for you when you start studying. You'll be taking the money one after the other or a step by step because they have to verify that you are studying. So if you go and you do not study, you are not going to have access to this money again. So let's go to the next line. So the next steps also says some programs require a certain level of language proficiency, usually level B2. So with the level B2 is most of the time the German language test that we normally take. So some programs, and it's not all the programs, it depends or depend on the program you choose that would require the level B2 language test. So let's go to the next line, which also says or next step, which also says you are prospect with the visa for studying. So if you are ready for visa or if you are ready to study in Germany and require or request for visa or applying for visa, this is type of visa you are going to obtain. It says resident permits for study purpose are usually issued for an initial period of 2 years. So most people who are ready to study in Germany thinking they would have their 4 or 5 years resident permit because they are going to study is not true. The German immigration says you are going to be issued 2 years permit. So when the 2 years permit is issued and after the 2 years you have not obtained your study degree, then you can renew another 2 years. So let's read and see. If you have not obtained your degree within this period, you can request to have your residence permit renewed for a further 2 years. So you see, most graduate programs or most undergraduate programs are for 4 years. But if you apply for visa, you may not be given the exact 4 years. You'll be given 2 years and later renew it or renewable for another 2 years. This is what the immigration of German visa application or visa update is saying. So let's go to the next step and see what it says. During your time of university, you can work up to 140 full days or 120 days per year. So in the course of studying, you can work 140 full days or 100 or 280 half days per year. So you can't work full time, or up to 20 hours per week. So in a week you can work only for 20 hours. You can take part-time student jobs for an unlimited period. So you can also take a part-time work or part-time student work for a period. That is very, very interesting. So we are almost done with today's tutorials. Let's finish the final part. It says successful graduated, this is how you can stay in Germany. So you see, there are some people after graduating, they a whole lot go into their mind. Should I go back? Should I do this and that? And this is what the immigration of Canada is saying. It says after successful completing your degree, you can extend your stay in Germany by applying for a resident permit for job seeker under section 20. You see, there are some countries which has job seeker visa, like I did on my other video with the Portugal job seeker visa. So after completing your degree, you can seek for job and extend your permit for the job seeker visa under the section 20. Yes, under the section 20 of the Resident Act. So it's very simple. So let's read a little again and see. The resident permit is issued for up to 18 months as a means of finding skilled employment in Germany. So they will issue another 18 months resident permit for you, which you are going to use to seek for employment in Germany, which is very, very simple. So let's read a little again, and it also says you can work in any occupation while looking for skilled employment. So if you are having your degree already, you can look for any mere jobs to do whilst looking for an employment in a bigger or a big sectors. So maybe you can do cleaning, or maybe you can be a waiter or waitress and still be searching for a company to work with, and that is what it says. Let's read again. It says, as soon as you have found a qualified employment position. So with your qualification, if you find a qualified employment position, you can apply to convert your resident permit for study purpose into a resident permit for a skilled workers or an EU blue card. So we are going to do a video on the EU blue card, which is very, very interesting. If you are in Germany, you can listen to it, or if you are now trying to move to Germany as a student, or you are already studying in Germany, it is very, very simple that you can take advantage of that to have your documents in Germany. So it also says you can find out more about the opportunity available to you while you study in Germany and after you graduate in the prospect after graduation session. So you can also be looking for job in the process of studying, so that you don't you don't find it difficult after completing your graduate studies or after your studying. So let's read the last part and we end today's video. And I'm going to do a lot of videos about opportunity card and the EU blue card, and it is very interesting to listen to that video. So with this final part, it says explaining mobility in the EU for students from third country. So if you are from country which is not in the European Union, then this is what they are saying to you. They says, do you have a student visa from another EU country and would like to study in Germany for a while? Let's say you are from Ghana, Cameroon, Morocco, South Africa, and you are in the European Union already. Let's say you are in Czech Republic or Malta, and you hold a student visa and you want to study in Germany. Listen to this. There are some people who studies in another place and they want to make themselves a transfer student, or they want to transfer themselves to another institution or another place to study. And this is what they are saying to you, or the German immigration is saying to you. It says, if you are stay in Germany does not exceed 360 days, you do not need a resident title. So if you are studying in Malta and become a transfer student to Germany, and you have not stayed there to exceed 360 days, you cannot, or you do not qualify to apply for resident permit. That is what they are saying. You do not qualify. So if you are in any EU countries or European Union, or let's say the Schengen areas, and studying in, let's say, Malta, and you want to go to Germany to study, and maybe you go as a transfer student, you cannot require any resident permit in the German unless you stay in Germany for 360 days. So however, the host education institution in Germany must inform the Federal Office for Immigration and Refugees. You see, with this, the institution you are going to study, they are going to send your report to the immigration so that they can work on your documents, or they can monitor and study you so that you can submit your documents on time after the 360 days for resident permit. It's amazing. So here is Confirm TV. We are not done yet, but subscribe and like to our YouTube channel. We are here to give you more about your education and traveling processes, which we do everything for free. If you don't understand anything, you can send a message to our YouTube link, or you can send a message and we will respond to you. If you need assistance with the documentation or whatever, we can assist you. So do not hesitate to send a message on any questions you have for us. So let's read the final part, and it says, okay, it's done. Okay, we are done. Okay, we are not done, sorry. And the competent authority in the other EU member state about your intended stay period in Germany. There are a number of documents that need to be submitted to the authorities when they are notified of your plans to study abroad. So what they are saying is, if you come to study in Germany and you are there, there are some extra or additional documents that you need to submit to the study authority so that they can monitor or they can check your document to see that you qualify to study abroad or study in Germany, but not outside Germany. This is interesting. So I think this is the end of today's tutorial, and it is very, very interesting that you have to subscribe, like, and share to our YouTube channel. And this is the final part. I think we have to finish it. It says, this is the requirement for the visa for seeking a place in higher education. I think we read that one already. And you need to have someone who has $1,091 or euros in your accounts per month. Okay, this is after studying. If you have your admission and have been granted a visa to study and you enter into Germany, you shouldn't have to work extra mile or extra time they have given to you. You see, they say you can work, let's say 20 days. Let me go back. I think I'm not getting it. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I've spoken for a longer period, so I think okay, yeah, it says you can work up to 140 full days. So working in 142 full days, then you need to have 1,091 euros per month in your account before you can live and study in any institution in Germany. And this is amazing. Here is Confirm TV. Like and share to our YouTube channel.